Hi, I'm Sage Rountree. This is Alexis Besosa, and she has just gone with me to be my assistant teaching yoga to the football team. She had some interesting takeaways that I want her to share with you.
Yeah, it was wild going. It was, first of all, such an honor. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. It was just so incredible to see how these athletes are kind of similar to the seniors that I teach. They say that with much love and appreciation, and not from a place of age, but from like mobility wise. There were a lot of similarities, limitations, and not necessarily limitations because of joint degradation or anything like that, but just the size of the muscles, and taking into consideration that, there's limitations as they move arms and legs, and it was incredible. But yeah, I found quite a few similarities between teaching the senior population and teaching the athletes and really what they need.
Right. Folks often think yoga for athletes means it needs to be athletic yoga, that we're going to go hard. I'm there to get them into shape, and not so. These kids are in training camp right now, so they are exhausted.
And it's intense. There's a lot of intensity, and it's, we were there today, I think it was day 9, they said, and lots of bruises, lots of, marks from cupping and things. You could tell that they were from day 1 when we were there to now day 9 of training camp. They needed more restoration and rest. They needed more sweet movement. And they needed a time to pause, a time for stillness, and to feel their body in a good way instead of being pushed to the edge. So I would say that was definitely the most interesting thing. And it's, like what I do with, in my gentle yoga classes. It's being able to sink into your body, be present in the moment, and all of that helps them on the field too, I think.
Absolutely. Focus. Yeah, focus, breath awareness, being able to come back to now.
Absolutely. Having that focus. I mean, one of the things we talk about in yoga, in the 8 limbs of yoga, is dhyana, that ability to focus on one thing and ignore everything else that's around you. Or dharana. Dhyana.
Okay. Dhyana is focus. Dharana is...
Yeah. Okay.
No, dharana is single-pointed focus.
Single-pointed focus, right?
Yeah.
Dhyana is being able to take everything else in around you. Yeah, I was confused.
And they interplay for sure.
For sure. But being able to focus on just one thing and tune everything else out. That's what yoga teaches you, right? Through the lessons. And so I just think yoga has such an important place for athletes. It's such a great, they've got, as we talked about, right, in the training room, they've got, the mobility exercises sometimes with the trainers, cupping, maybe some dry needling, some muscle scraping, but they're not necessarily moving their body in different ways like they should. Like even the twist, coming into just a simple supine twist, for some of them was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And so it's, instead of moving your body constantly in that same direction, when you're on the field and in sports, you have to move in all of these different directions. So working into all of those corners of mobility and movement, and in a really yummy way. Like that's the most important thing.
It's cute how much they like it. They come in and lie down and just say, oh.
That's the greatest thing. Yeah. And then they come in and sometimes, they're a little silly, a little goofy, right? They've come in from, maybe watching videos or coming off the field. And there's this moment where they all settle in and they just find stillness and there's silence. And I don't think that they have that a lot in their day, right? And so it's like silence is golden. Yeah. And in that moment, you can just tell. It's like, oh, I'm here, I'm present, I'm in this moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, Alexis's reaction is a lot like many student teachers when they actually get in a room with actual athletes, with like high-level athletes. It's like, I had no idea they would be that tight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but a powerful body has to be, like, to have that explosive strength, you really need to be pretty stiff.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about this before, but in yoga, there's this balance between what we call sthira and sukha, right? This effort and ease, or strength and flexibility. And so when you're very, very strong, sometimes you sacrifice that flexibility. And so just helping to, bring them a little bit closer and find a little bit more length, because also, length in the muscles helps with everything, agility, speed, so helping to find that balance, I think, is super important for them.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm glad you came with me.
I'm so honored that you asked me. Thank you.
If you want to know more about how to teach yoga to athletes, you can start with my free workshop on the topic, or just come straight to my very full-featured online training, Teaching Yoga to Athletes.